Hello, we're here with MMA News Canada. I'm Brent Keryluke, and we're doing part 2 of Ryan McGillivray, episode 3 of Ultimate Fighter. So it kind of seems that Brock is having a tougher time kind of keeping his team together. He keeps calling them chicken shit and chicken salad and whatnot, and Junior has a total different approach. He has a really nice demeanor about him, and we're kind of seeing who's the good guy and who's the bad guy on the show. So you threw in that comment, all Canadian guys are nice. Do you feel that you fit into his team really good?
Yeah, I think so. I try to represent myself the same way Junior does, where, you know, it's serious, it's business time when you're training, we train hard, and then it's all jovial and, you know, laughing and stuff after that. And, you know, I'm not much of a trash talker or anything, and neither is Junior, so we try to handle our business the best we can in the cage, and I think that fit really well in with the team in that respect, and with the coaching staff, because that's how they all carry themselves. And I've always thought that was the team I wanted to be on, and that I would fit in a little bit better with them.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely being that MMA is a fan-type sport, that it is really good to give back to the fans and be able to be, you know, personable and be able to approach them too, right? So, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So you got a new teammate coming in, Justin Edwards, who was introduced to your team. The little Randy Couture, I guess you could say. How did he fit into the team from the start?
They showed it really well on the show. He fit in really well. He's much like we just talked about. He's a really good guy. He trains real hard. He's very nice, but he takes care of business in the cage and in training, and he's just a really good guy. He's one of the couple guys that after the show on our team that I've stayed close with, and he fit in really well with the team, and he was a really good guy in and out of the training center.
Well, that's good to hear, because yeah, it wouldn't be good to have a guy that brought a bunch of drama, but I guess we'll see later in the show too as well.
Exactly.
Coach Lou comes out with the kind of hard-ass approach, saying that Junior's being too nice. He makes a good point about MMA being a gladiator-type sport. It's a tough road ahead, and how was your team's reaction to Coach Lou?
I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, I always was a fan of how our coaching staff had a really nice dynamic where you had a couple coaches that were, you know, maybe sugarcoated things a bit, but were behind you 100%, and they were always there for you. And then you got a couple guys that were a little bit more direct and to the point, and, you know, told you if you had a bad practice, if you weren't doing well, things like that. And I think it's really healthy in our sport to have coaches that are able to do both of that, to support you when you're not doing well, but at the same time give you a kick in the butt when you need a little bit of a push. So I thought our coaching dynamic was awesome. It's nice to have both of those. You don't want to have a coaching staff full of guys that are just always telling you the greatest, even though you might have had a bad fight. And you don't want a coaching staff full of guys that are telling you you're sucking and you're not doing well, because you need some confidence in the sport. So we had a really good dynamic where our coaches kind of filled the void on all aspects of what a coach should do for you.
Well, it was really good that Junior was able to recognize that and make sure that your coaching was done like that. So that's really good. And also he was able to put Coach Lou in his place to make sure that other coaches had their chance too, right? So that was good. Coach Lou's approach kind of leads to Shamar getting cut while you guys were rolling. Was that an elbow? And that was probably just a freak accident that happens with such a physical sport, hey?
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much the way Lou was putting the training to be. Like, it wasn't. We were just pushed to be more competitive. So in that situation, Shamar was trying to pass my guard, and it just kind of like a roll away, roll back kind of way to get your guard back that I've been taught since I was a young fighter. And it was actually, I think, the inside of my knee that caught him above his eyebrow, where he had been cut a few months before. So just kind of reopening an old cut. But it wasn't really Lou's fault or the way we were training. It was just, like you said, it was a little bit more of a freak accident, and things like that happen when guys are being competitive and trying not to give an inch even in training, which is kind of how we train anyways.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess, yeah, maybe they're kind of making it look like that too, to get the story to kind of fit in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, Brock gets the control in being the matchmaker now, since winning the last fight. He puts you up against Len Bentley. He obviously thinks that you are the weaker of the two, or else he wouldn't have done this. Did this fire you up that you can go out there and prove and show your skills that you're number one in the house?
Yeah, I think as soon as Brock got control, he chose to target me first. And like you said, you're not going to pick a fight you don't think you're going to win. So it definitely kind of lit a fire under me a little bit. But at the same time, I was trying not to let that play too much a factor. I was ready to fight anybody on the other team. I didn't have a huge preference. I just wanted to get in that cage sooner than later at that point. So I was just happy that I had my chance, and then it was at a point where I was ready to go and fired up, and everything was on all cylinders, was ready to go for that fight. So it played a mild mind factor with me and kind of pushed me a bit, but not overly.
Right. And did you feel that it helped getting that fight over? Because it's only a third episode, right? And you got your fight over with kind of for now, so you're able to kind of relax. Did that help you?
I was open to fight when we first got into the house. I was actually asking Junior if we kept control to fight second or third, something like that. You know, just give me time to assimilate with the house and get used to the routine, and then get it over with quickly as well. Just also because I'm one of the heavier guys, I didn't want to be making cuts over and over in a short period of time. So I was really excited to kind of get that fight out of the way and, you know, kind of get your nose wet a little bit too in the competition and move forward that way. So yeah, it was really nice to get it done a little bit quicker.
Yeah, for sure. So Lesnar's team's kind of getting pissed off at Chris during the show. He did win his fight, but now he's kind of hanging out with your team. In the show...
Oh, sorry, I just coughed.
Oh, yeah, okay. During the show, it didn't really explain. Like, was he ratting out his teammates' game plan, or what was happening there?
No, he was more just trying to get information from us by trying to pretend like he was trying to be friendly, and he was trying to, you know, just gain information. And I don't know if it was more for his sake or for his team's or what, but he was really quite terrible at it, and we knew what he was doing the whole time. So we weren't giving him any information, and actually to a point we were giving him false information a lot of the time. It just kind of gave us something to do in the house where we didn't have a lot of entertainment. So for us, it was actually something to do during the day, which was kind of fun. But he wasn't doing anything very well or very sneaky, so we kind of knew where he was coming from the whole time.
It's funny to hear that. Kind of joke was on him, right? So.
Exactly.
Well, so for anyone that knows the real Ryan McGillivray, knows that you've chewed for a lot of years. In the interviews, you can always see a big wad in your lip, not only on The Ultimate Fighter, but in other, you know, things during your career. You know, you quit chewing after the show. What made you make this decision?
I think because in the house you don't have very many things to do, and it probably made me chew a little bit more in the house, and I felt like I just chewed a lot in the house, so I kind of wanted to definitely stop for a little bit, take a break from it at least, or I don't know. I don't really know what entirely made me want to stop, but yeah, it was maybe a number of things.
Right. Well, it's good. At least you're taking your career, you know, very serious. Okay, thanks, Ryan, for this week's episode. We're a little long today, but we're going to make it a 2-part, and appreciate everything, and talk to you next week.
Thank you very much, man. Have a good one.
Okay, you bet. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.